Hi, and welcome to Homo Ludens for this first live stream from France. So it's a bit of an exceptional stream. This is not really my new setup yet. For now, we're camping with my partner, so we only have one table, two chairs. So I have to move things around to actually have a space where I can actually be. I don't have my regular camera, so it's a bit dodgy. So I'm sorry about this. But Liz and I really wanted to do this stream because right now there is on GameFound a campaign for a game that we were both super excited about called Hispania, which is the follow-up of a game that believe we both liked quite a lot called Tetrarchia that was released a few years ago. And we thought, while it's the campaign, that would be really, really fun to get the designer, Miguel Marqués, to come on the show and actually do a teach and play of this new iteration of the system and show you a bit how it looks like, how it plays, and see if you might be interested in it. Personally, I'm super excited, and I would like to thank you, Miguel, for taking the time to actually show the game to us. That's really, really cool.
Thank you both to try the game with me.
Well, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun. I can see that there is quite a few people here in the chat already. So thanks to everyone for being here. Arnaud, always great to have you with us. And Arnaud is waiting for the dog. So just for people to know, I just got a dog recently. So that's my new co-host. She's not here at the moment. She's having quality time with my partner right now, but she might actually pop in at some point and just say hi to everyone. So watch until the end, as the content creators say. So that might happen, but yeah, it's gonna be great, and yeah, super exciting. And Mike is here. Nice to have you here, Mike. And yeah, it might be the first live stream with the dog. It won't be the last, that's for sure. I cannot guarantee that she would be here tonight, but she will be here in the future for sure. But yeah, that's really, really fun. So to play tonight, we're going to play over Vassal, which we thought was probably the best way of doing it. We do have a small technical issue, as Liz is not really she's not a real war gamer. That's the thing, and she doesn't use Vassal. So we just realized that we had a problem with Vassal, which is, I think, a version conflict, which sometimes happen, especially with prototype module. But this is a collaborative game with open informations. So what we're going to do is we are going to ask Liz to actually act as a general and indicate to Miguel and I what we should be doing for her. So she would give orders, she will order us around, and we'll have to do what she says.
That's true to life.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, we have maybe a first question from Mike here that Miguel, you might want to answer.
An inspiration. I don't know what the As Your Wish version of Hispania is, so that means that I was not inspired by it.
So probably not. So yeah, that's good to know. But maybe for the people in the chat, I can see that there is a few of you already here watching us. Let us know if you've already played Tetrarchia. Tetrarchia was originally released by Nestor Games, I believe, and then was re-released by Draco Ideas a couple of years ago. That was actually a pretty excellent re-release. Overall, are you happy with the life that this game had over the years? Did it? Do you have like a committed fan base or something?
So I published in 2015 with Nestor Games. Nestor Games, I guess most of you don't know, it's a very small Spanish publisher that makes games on demand. So they are a very special format. Those who have the original Tetrarchia know what I'm talking about. And so it's a very small publisher and mainly abstract games, small quantities. So the game sold quite well for him, but quite well means a few hundreds of games in a 6-year period. And in 2021, he stopped his line of compact games because of problem of the supplier of materials he had. And so I was very upset because the game was quite successful at his scale. And so I made a list of publishers that could be interested. The game was already known at Board Game Geek, so it was easier than the first publication. And at the top of my list, by chance, there was Draco Ideas. And they answered almost instantaneously. We made a Vassal game and at the end of the game, we were already signing the contract. So
That's
and
awesome.
then I was super happy, and Draco Ideas. I didn't know them before that, but I am very very happy with the way they work. They were everything, all the things that they do to promote the game, and all the interaction we have in the publication process.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was a step for the game, because we went from few hundreds to few thousands, and so it was a second opportunity for Tetrarchia.
Yeah.
And they are still selling a lot of Tetrarchia, so they are also very happy with the game.
That's great. And so maybe to contextualize for people who are watching and don't know Nestor Games, a game that you might know that they actually released was Guerrilla Checkers from Brian Train. So it's one of the games that actually, I think it's the only company that published a version that you can buy of Guerrilla Checkers. Of course, you can just make your own set. And actually, the set that I have is one that Brian gave to me when he came to London. But if you wanted to buy at the time an actual copy of Guerrilla Checkers, that was the way. So you would buy it from Nestor Games. So if you're wondering, and there was a lot of very interesting small game. But going to Draco Ideas, for me, makes a lot of sense for that format. They do a lot of compact historical games. And some people who also watch the show quite frequently know that I've been talking quite a lot about 1212 Las Navas de Tolosa, which was one of my big surprise of 2022, a game that I really love, that I taught to a lot of people, and I always bring with me on a travel because it's so easy to play and so fun to play and so unique. I think it's a really interesting little design, also a very compact game. Definitely a publisher that is occupying a space that I kind of like. I don't want all of my games to be like this, but I think the things that they do is really like, it's hitting a soft spot for a specific kind of gaming experience that I want to have. And I think that Tetrarchia does that really, really well. So that's what leads us to Hispania. So maybe I'm going to show the board of Hispania, and you can tell us a bit what is the historical context, what are we trying to do, and what's up with Spain.
So so those who know Tetrarchia will find the board familiar.
Yeah.
This is the prototype. So the real, in the game fan campaign page, there are already pictures of latest prototypes with the final pieces of the game. So, but as you said, so Tetrarchia was a success for them, and then they asked me, could you just transport these mechanics to the history of Spain, some period of the history of Spain? And I said no at the beginning, because I couldn't find a setting in the history of Spain in which several people cooperated. It's very rare to have Spaniards cooperating. But then I asked for a bit of time to think about it, and then I thought, why not the Roman conquest of Spain? But I needed to change a lot of things, because Tetrarchia is about the defense of the Roman Empire. So you have external threats that will arrive a bit randomly, and you have to cooperate to defend the empire. And here is the opposite. The Romans, this is the setting is at the end of the Punic War, the Second Punic War with Hannibal. And the Romans have defeated Hannibal. They conquer the possessions they had in the Mediterranean coast, that are the provinces that you see here in pink and orange, yellow-orange. So ulterior and citerior provinces. Ulterior means farther from Rome, and citerior closer to Rome. And they had to conquer the whole peninsula. And so I needed to change the mechanics. I needed to change the way they cooperate and the way the armies behave. Because in Tetrarchia, all the armies, they had only one target, Rome. And here, the Spaniards didn't care about Rome, or they just wanted to be on their own in their land. So step by step, I started to change things, to add things, remove and the game is quite different. So I think that people who play Tetrarchia will find it familiar, but the game itself turned out to be quite different. And
yeah, I expect the dynamic to be very different because of this.
Yeah.
Like often what I compared a lot Tetrarchia to Pandemic Fall of Rome. Yeah, because there was this idea of the collapsing empire, and everyone is trying to push back on different fronts. But the things that I preferred on Tetrarchia was the efficiency of the design, how it was almost abstract but still conveying a feeling. It was more fluid, and I love that a lot. And I was actually, when I was reading the rules and reading about the historical context, quite excited to see the same system, but flipping it around and seeing, okay, how could this work for conquest? So that's actually quite exciting. Really looking forward to try this.
So
there you go.
The small, the few components and the small board, all these were constraints from the original Nestor Games edition. So those who know Nestor games from Nestor Games know that the board was small, the very few pieces, no cards, only plastic pieces and dice. And this was a constraint that I worked with to make the game with them. It was funny because when I came to Draco, they said we don't have those constraints. So if you want, you can change the game and make it bigger, make it more complex. But then I said, no, I'm very happy with the game as is, because it was I didn't want at the start to make it so abstract, but in the end I was happy that I had succeeded in making it abstract, but at the same time people feeling like the Tetrarchs felt, because it's a very particular period. It's almost the only time in which the Roman emperor voluntarily shared his power. So he realized he was not going to maintain the empire on his own, and before dividing the empire, he decided to share with first 2 of them, then 4 of them. And people playing the game told me that they understood why he did it, because in Tetrarchia you cannot face barbarian armies on your own. You need your colleagues to help you, and in Hispania it's even more the case.
Okay, but let's look at Hispania specifically. What we were talking about with Miguel before the stream started is that we're not going to give you a full rules teach, and that's usually what we do on this channel. We actually have a rolling teach, and we show how the game moves along. So maybe, Miguel, you can give us an overview of maybe the map, the factions, and what are the objectives of the game, and then we can start playing and see where it goes. We're going to play for an hour, and we're going to see where it leads us.
Okay, so as I said, in the board, you see the starting point of the Romans is the 2 narrow provinces along the Mediterranean coast, the ulterior and citerior, and all the rest of the peninsula is what they have to conquer. And because of the mechanic, the core mechanic in Hispania is also the 2 dice, so the Roman die and in this case the Hispanic die. In Basal module they are on top. You can roll both. I will roll once so that you see the result. The result is up. If you scroll up,
we have a 3 and a 6.
A 3 and a 6. So the map is divided in 6 Hispanic provinces. And they have a Roman numeral. So from 1 to the northeast, and then clockwise, you have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in each province, you have 6 cities. Again, with the black shield, and the number in each province is from 1 to 6. So by rolling the 2 dice, you get the coordinates of one of the cities in Hispania.
So in this one would be 3-6. So that would be Toletum, just here.
Toletum, yeah. So this is why the board is divided in this way. You have 36 Hispanic cities. The goal of the Romans is to conquer, so to place a garrison on the 6 capitals. So for each province, capital is city number 6.
Yeah. And we can see them highlighted with this little star in the middle.
They have some, So there are 6 of them, one in each province. The goal of the Romans is simple. They only need to put a garrison in the 6 capitals.
Okay.
When they do, they win. So this is
Well,
the victory condition.
Simple. We don't have a lot of garrison. So
Yeah.
like we have 4 each, so that's 12. So that means that half of those garrisons are going to be used to control capitals. I'm not sure it's going to be that easy, Miguel. I think that
it's simple to say.
Yes.
But then what they have, they have to do this. So in Tetrarchia, the time was unlimited. You could, if you were unlucky, you could have longer games eventually. In Hispania, you see on the corner, on the bottom right corner, you have 2 scales. Along the border of the board, you have time scale. These are the rounds that the game may last at most. So there are 11 rounds, and each round represents 18 years. So because the conquest went more or less between 198 before Christ until more or less 18 before Christ. So each round we will play 3 turns, one with each meeple, and each meeple will have 6 action points. And the action points are the coins, the Roman coins that you see on top of the meeples. So more or less, roughly, every coin that we spend represents 1 year. So that's why 6 times 3 makes 18 years every round. And every round that passes, we will place a revolt on the time scale. So I can do it now. For example, after the first round, we will place a revolt here, and then we went from 198 to 180 before Christ, and we have to win before we arrive at the end of the millennium. So if we play the 11th round and we cover this 18, this means that the last 18 years of the millennium passed, and if we were not able to conquer Hispania in these 200 years, then we lose.
I really like this ticking time bomb. Like it's really nice.
And so, another thing that some players in Tetrarchia told us was that sometimes they forgot, especially when they were playing solitary.
Yeah.
They forgot in which meeple they had to move at that time. So now we made also a round track.
Yeah.
With a sun timer meeple that starts in 1 for red praetor, then the yellow praetor, and then the consul. And this 4th space with 1 revolt is there to remind you that when you reach here, you have to place a revolt on the
revolt phase. Yeah.
And then you start again.
Nice.
So yeah. And then, so we have to win before we reach the end of the 11th round. And if we run out of revolts, so if we need to, this is like in Tetrarchia, if you need to place a revolt on the board and you have no revolts left, then you also lose. So these 2 combined mean that the longer you play in the game, the easier it is to lose.
To lose, yeah.
So this adds, compared to Tetrarchia, this has a lot of tension, because even when you are more or less doing well and you have conquered most of Hispania, if it took you long to do it, then you may lose because you run out of revolts, because there are fewer revolts at the end of the game compared to the beginning.
Yeah, but just to be clear, I'm planning that for us to win on year 144.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be completely fine. That's not going to be a problem. Yeah, that's going to be good. And yes, new background.
And so so now we know what we have to do. So the parameters for the setup of each game. First one is the number of coins that we are going to use. So we are going to use the middle difficulty because one of the things that is also characteristic of these designs is that you can set the difficulty levels, a lot of them, in a relatively simple way.
And we have
Yes,
we have a guest.
puppy.
Oh, she's attacking something already.
A war dog.
So
Oh my
French or
gosh.
French or British?
She's a French dog.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Oh
here.
my
I'm gonna put her in full screen. Say hello. Look. T'as vu? Ils sont là.
Oh, she looks soft.
Yeah, she's very soft. She's very, very soft. She's a bit confused. Usually when I speak to my computer, she doesn't know what's happening. And she looks at me like I'm insane, which might be true. And then she usually takes a nap because she's like, okay, he's just in his own space. I won't be able to interact with him for a while. She might bite me a bit, but yeah. So yeah,
I'm
this
sure you
is
deserve
Tama.
it.
This is Tama. Yeah. So expect more of her, and I hope she would give me good advice while we play. I'm sure she's actually very sharp when it comes to games. She hasn't played the censorship variant yet of Red Flag Over Paris, but soon. We're talking about it right now. But
She's basically the only one who can't get canceled.
yeah, exactly. She's uncancelable. Good. So should we start? So you said, Miguel, that you're going to take the player that is going to be playing Citerior.
Yeah. So yeah. What I was saying is that there are a number of parameters. So first, the number of coins, we are going to play with 6, but this is the average difficulty. So you can play with 7 or you can play with 5 to make it easier or harder. Then garrisons, we will play with 4 each, but we can play with 3 or with 5. The Roman fleets are the white disc. We can play again with 1 more or 1 less. These are the sticks are the Roman roads, and we can also play with 1 more or 1 less. So these are the parameters that we are going to tune before the game. So now we start with middle difficulty.
Yeah. And that's also something that I really liked in Tetrarchia, is that it's very granular. You can actually have a wide range of difficulty and change a lot of different parameters, have more or less fleets and everything. So it's the same in this one, right?
Yes. It's even more because we have 5 parameters instead of 4. So instead of 81 combinations, you have 243 combinations. So
it's 3 factor 5.
3 power of 5.
3 power of 5. Yeah.
So as I said, it seems easy because we should just place garrisons on capitals, but like in Tetrarchia, the only thing you need to place a garrison in a capital is you need the province to be free of revolts. So we will have to first remove revolts if we want to be able to place a garrison in a capital, and the board starts with 1 city in revolt per province.
Okay.
So this Alessandro Crespi from Board Game Geek, he made this module. So there is one simple way of setting up the board. I will use it. So like magic, you have all these things setting up.
It looks like way too many revolts. I'm just saying, Miguel. That's too much.
So
it's not okay.
The one special thing in Hispania is that you only have black discs. In Tetrarchia, you have some gradual thread. You have first gray, then black. In Hispania, you only have black, so it's easier from the point of view of the pieces. But you can have several of them in each city. You can have from 1 to 3. And another peculiarity of Hispania is that if you want to remove the discs, you have to attack them. And in order to attack them, you have to roll higher than the shield of the city.
Okay.
So this means that a revolt in city number 6 is much harder because you have to roll higher than 6.
Of course. So basically, this one is going to be a 3 + 2, so that's going to be a 5 of defense.
More or less. So you have to remove them one by one. For example, removing a revolt on a city number 1, like Évora, it will be, each of them will be very easy. You have to roll higher than 1, but you have to do it 3 times.
Okay.
So this is why in the setup, only in the setup, when you roll 1 or 2, you put 3 revolts. When you roll 3 or 4, you put 2, and if you roll 5 or 6, you put 1. And this is done now automatically in the Basal module. So the board starts like this, and now we place the armies.
Nice. And just to be clear, there is only 9 revolts left. So that's going to be tight.
So if you have a lot of ones in the starting configuration, this means that it will be easier, but you will have less revolts left. So it's quite well balanced. You don't have starts that are much harder than the others. And now we place the armies. So in the easy mode, you have 1 army that starts, in the medium 2, and in the hard you have 3. So let's start with 2, and we roll in which province. So we roll province number 6. So we place 1 in the revolt in province number 6, and we roll 6 again. So I roll 4.
4.
We place in province number 4.
But it was supposed to be our easy one. What did you do? What is that?
No. This is the medium one.
No, but I mean that with this city was supposed to be the one that we could take care of easily, and now you just added a big army on top of it, Miguel. You're just making it worse.
But the armies will move. Don't worry.
Well, actually, I worry. That's the thing.
So this is just the Hispanic part of the setup. We're done. Now, before we start, we have to complete with the Roman part of the setup. So first thing, the pieces, I didn't say that they move over the space, the circles. So on land, circles are cities, and on the sea, they represent the sea spaces in which the Romans can move if they have a fleet. So fleets, we start with 3. Fleets will start, you see a number in each sea. Number 1 is Balearicum. And so the fleets will start in the first, you start from 1 and you place them clockwise.
Okay.
So since we have only, we start in medium level, we could place 3 of them. If not, we place 2. In the easy mode, we place 4.
Okay.
Now, in each turn, so before we place the nipples, there are 4 things that we can do. And for these things, we have to spend the 6 coins that we will have. So we can move. This is the first thing we can do. And you see that the spaces, the cities are connected by links. And links have 1 piece only, so the continuous links. Those take only 1 point to move. There are others that are broken ones, like going from here to Cordoba to the south with 2 pieces, so they cost 2 coins. And there are others like Abula that are broken twice because you are crossing 2 rivers. They have 3 pieces, so they cost 3. So basically, this is it for moving. And you see here the Roman roads. The Roman roads that are printed on the board. They are only printed. There are 6 of them that are printed on the Roman provinces. So we have, if you see on the right panel, we have 4 pieces. 4 Roman roads that we can choose where to place them. So if you want, in principle, we should discuss, but I will place them.
Yeah, sure. We'll trust you. Yeah.
So, for example, let's place the only condition is that we have to extend the network. So I cannot place a Roman road here in the middle of nowhere. I have to start from a city that has already one. So Cordoba, for example, I can place this road, and then I can go from Regina to Abula.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because Regina has already one, and in this way, Romans can more easily move into the heart of Carpetania, of province number 3. Now we have 2 left to place. So you see from Basti and Cartagonova, there is no Roman road. So if we place one,
to give us more mobility.
Yeah, because the Roman roads have 2 advantages. So they transform the link in a normal link. So if the link is broken, now it is not broken.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that we can move along the network for only one point.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now that I connected Bastia and Cartagonova, we can go from Abula
to
only one point
move.
to Tarraco, for example.
Do you think maybe a good thing would be to maybe connect to Toletum, so we are going into the center easily?
Because the other restriction is that we cannot build a Roman road that reaches a revolt or a capital.
Okay.
These are considered hostile territory, and we cannot. So that's why every game will depend where are the threats and where can you place your pieces. So, for example, I will place the last one here to go across the Iberus.
Yeah, because we probably won't take the road up north in the Pyrenees, because that's going to be a bit of a mess anyway.
And now, so I told you we can move. We can place garrisons or remove garrisons. This costs 1 point in the city we are in. And the other 2 things that we can do is attack revolts and attack armies. And this we will see when we
start doing it.
We start. So now the only thing left to start the game is we have to place our meeples. So I will start with the red meeple, and I can go in Cordoba, for example. Now, Fred, if you take the yellow meeple, you start in any of the 4 cities.
I'm going to start in Valencia.
Yeah. And Liz, you are the consul, so you don't have a home base, but you can start on any fleet.
Any fleet?
Yeah. So 1, 2, or 3.
1, 2, or 3. And so at this point of the game,
Could Lisa get access to Olisipo directly from number 3?
Yes. So
I might go there.
The sea spaces are, when you have a fleet on them, they behave as normal spaces. So they have links, so you can disembark on the cities that are connected to your space. And also in each turn we can move our meeple or any fleet. So if now Liz goes on Mare Gaditanum, so so Liz, you tell what you do and I place.
Yeah, let's go to Mare Gaditanum.
I have forgotten.
And then I'll need help. I'll need help clearing out the. You can't put a garrison on a province that hasn't been cleared out, right? So even if I go to Olisipo, I have to get rid of that army before I can.
Yeah, that's right. So now we cannot put any garrison on provinces, on capitals, because all provinces have at least 1 revolt. So in my turn, I can move my meeple, the red one, or I can move any fleet. So if I move the fleet you are on, I would move you. So we can discuss also by the end of my turn.
You could go up north.
Ooh.
Yeah, that could be nice, actually. Yeah.
So with this, we start. So in the attacks, I told you that you have to roll higher than if you attack a revolt, you have to roll higher than the shield. And of course, rolling higher than 6, for example, is impossible. So there are modifiers. And there are 3 modifiers in Hispania. And maybe before we start, I will make an example with. So Okay, no, I will play my turn and then
let's see when we get there. I think it would be good.
For example, I'm going to attack Capara. So the 2 revolts on Carpetania. So first I move here. That will cost me 1 coin.
And couldn't you spend 1 coin to go up?
I could go to Abula directly because there is a Roman roads that connect them. But what I want to do here, so you see that there is a +1 in the ulterior province banner, a red +1.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this means that when I combat connected to my base, I have a +1 on my die roll. It's like if I had a garrison in Cordoba. So in Hispania, like in Tetrarchia, when you attack, all your garrisons that are connected to you give you +1.
So it's a permanent garrison.
It's like a permanent garrison. Yeah. But
okay, that's really
if I go to Abula, I am not connected. I am no longer connected. So first thing I do, I go to Regina, 1 point.
That's 1.
Then I place a garrison, 1 point.
So that's 2.
Then I go to Abula, another point. So just by clicking on the coin, it is this symbol to let you know that you have used it. And now I can attack Capara. I am connected to my garrison in Regina and to the +1 in Cordoba. So I have already a +2 modifier. In Hispania, when you attack, you choose the cost. You can pay from 1 to 3 coins. And this is why, and this is because you also add the coins to your roll. So if you want to go cheap, you can just spend 1 coin. You will add +1 from your coin. But if it is a very important combat, you can spend 3 coins and add +3. But then you will have less coins to do other things. So in this case, I am going to attack Capara, spending only 1 coin. So I will click it.
I just have a question, Miguel. Before attacking, if you place the garrison on Abula, would it also increase your strength?
Yeah. If I place a garrison in Abula, I would have a +3 for my garrisons already.
Yeah.
But in this particular case, I don't need it because I have to spend at least 1 coin. So now I spend 1 coin, and then I have +2 from the garrisons, Regina and Cordoba, and +1 from my coin, so +3. I have to roll higher than 3.
So it's an automatic success.
So it's automatic, so I don't even need to roll. So with this coin I spend, I attack Capara and I remove one of the revolts. I'm going to spend another one to attack again. And then I have removed the 2. And I have 1 coin left. So now with this coin, as I said, this is a cooperative game. So I could move Liz, for example, if she wanted to go to the Mare Atlanticum to the north. But maybe since Fred will be next, I could go somewhere in which it's... can you hear me, Fred?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Because I see that I lost connection to server in my Vassal.
Yeah, same. But I'm trying to reconnect.
I didn't lose connection because I didn't have one. So, I mean, I guess I have a question. So, could you just basically just set up to try to put a garrison in Toletum, depending on where the revolt is, on the next turn?
Yeah, in the next turn, I could enter Toletum and place a garrison. But to enter Toletum from Abula, I need 2 coins because the link is broken.
Also, if you're hanging out in Abula, I have a question. So if I go on shore to
Olisipo,
actually to Onuba, am I connected to you? So would I be connected to the province?
No,
it's not.
No.
Okay.
Because you would need to place one of your garrisons because only the red meeple only gets support from red disc and his red base. The yellow meeple is the same thing, yellow disc and the yellow base. And
so I don't have a base.
you don't have a base, but when you leave the game because you lose a battle, you can come back on any fleet. And when the game advances, it can be very, very advantageous to come back on a fleet that is in the north, for example.
Oh, so you just put me out here to kill myself so I can just be I'm just the meat shield. I got it.
So Miguel, I'm gonna do all of the moves for the two of you because
I cannot
reconnect. So where do you want me to move?
And I cannot reconnect. Okay.
To Olisipo?
Yeah. No. So now it will be your turn. So I guess you will attack Puciala.
But what are you doing with your last coin then?
So I am going from Abula to Cartago Nova because they are connected by the Roman roads.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna give me another modifier that we can talk about.
Yeah,
perfect, awesome.
Because in that case, with only one coin, your attacks will be automatic.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move you from.
You move me
Abula from Cartagena Nova
to Cartago Nova. Through the network of roads.
Yeah, we're using those connections, so that means that it's only one movement point.
So with this now, So, sorry, no, you don't need to unclick the coins.
Oh yeah, I just clicked on the
but the turn is not finished. This is the Roman part of the turn. Okay. Now we have the Hispanic part. For the Hispanic part, you do two things. First, you roll the 2 dice.
Yeah.
And place a threat. So it's 2. This means Celtiberia and Baecula. If it is empty, you place a revolt.
Yeah. So I just
we will see what happens in other cases.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So that's their.
If you had rolled Regina, for example, nothing happens. So because it is protected. So yeah.
Okay.
So you roll the 2 dice, and now the armies on the board will move. So they start to move by order of the province. So the first one to move will be the one in Lusitania, province number 4.
Yeah.
And so the goal of the armies is to spread revolt on their province. So they will move on their province until it is full of revolts. And the way they move is, if there is only one city connected to them, they go to that city. But if there are several of them, you have to roll the black die.
Okay.
So the priority is to the cities that have no revolt, but here you have city number 3, city number 5,
so
city number 6.
On a roll of 1 or 2, we're going to go on city number 3, 4, 5 on city number 3 or 4 city number 5, and 5, 6 on city number 6.
Roll the die and we will see. So you roll a 6. So you go to Olisipo. So you go to the one that is closest to the reserve.
Closest.
So
okay. Yeah.
On a 5, and you place a revolt in Olisipo from the reserve. So when they enter a city without revolt, you place a revolt. So this is the way the revolts are spread. So this means, for example, this army in Évora, the highest probability was to go to city number 3.
Yeah, because they had a 50% chance of being the closest. Okay.
So in this game, you don't know exactly where the armies will go, but you can guess,
predict, yeah,
and sometimes you can provoke them. So maybe we will see. And now army in Cantabria, so in province number 6. Move.
So
here you have 3, 1, 2, 3, 6. So you roll the die.
And that's 3, so it's going to go in
3. So it goes to Palantia, and you place a. So we have 8 revolts left in the reserve, and with this, my turn is over. So I played my coins, and then the Spaniards.
So we go here.
Made their things, and you click on the sun timer button on the right, and this gives back the coins. Okay.
Yep. Okay, good. So I have 6 coins.
Now it's your turn.
And I want to remove those 2 revolts that are just here in that space. So I have 1 for being connected to them.
So you have +1 because you are on your base.
Yeah.
You have the +1 of your base. You have to spend at least 1 coin.
So that's 2.
+2, and you have ×2.
Because another army is adjacent.
This I think I didn't explain. So the third modifier, I said there are 3 modifiers. One is the garrisons, the other one is the coins, and the third one is the strongest one.
Yeah.
Is that other armies connected to the target multiplied times 2. So here it
I have a base of 4 against a 3, so
it becomes automatic. So you spend 1 coin to remove 1, and you spend a second coin to remove the second one.
Then I could do 1.
Yes. So you
spend
have to
this.
spend.
So now, and then I can attack by Kula, and I'm going to also have a straight success because I'm connected to my province.
To Valentia.
So I have +1 for the coin.
Yes.
And that's it. This
becomes automatic because you have to roll higher than 2.
Yeah.
And now you are free to go to Numantia or to Toletum, because now the provinces 2 and 3 are free of revolt. And how many coins you have left?
I have only 2. So if I go to Toletum, I could be on it, but I won't have enough to place a garrison.
But you cannot reach Numantia. So
and I cannot reach Numantia because that would cost me 3. Should I place 1 garrison in Puciala and then move to Segobriga?
You could also go back to Valentia and then move to Salduba.
Oh yes. So 1 here. So that's going to cost me 1.
Yes.
And then 1 along the road.
And then you move north.
Yeah.
Because we placed a road across that river, and now you are ready for the next turn to attack Osca.
Okay, so now I'm gonna.
So now you play the Hispanic part. So the 2 dice.
So 2 dice. So 3 and 5. So province number 3, city number 5.
Salmantica.
So it's going to be Salamantica here.
And so now we cannot garrison Toletum because there is 1 city
that is occupied. Yeah.
And now armies move. So the army in Olisipo has
to move here. Yeah,
has to move here because the priority to cities without revolt.
And here, 50% chance of going.
No. They move within the province. So the army will go back to Segisama. There is only 1 connection possible in the province.
But no additional revolts.
When the province will be full of revolt, armies can move to the next province.
Okay.
So the Romans should avoid that. They should remove revolts when the province is becoming full. So with this, you can click on the sun button.
Just maybe we have a good question from Mike here. So you actually mentioned it a bit earlier. The idea is that if you have 1, you're crossing either a rough terrain or a river, and usually when you have 2, you can see that we're actually crossing 2 rivers with the connection or rough terrain. For example, in the north, that's going to be the Pyrenees, so it's really rough terrain. And when it was in the south, the connection to Regina to Abula, for example, that was actually crossing 2 rivers. So it's a tougher terrain to go through.
So it represents the difficulty of the terrain that the link goes through.
Yeah, good. So that's my turn. I'm gonna click.
So you click
send, and
now is the console.
The good old console.
Yeah, I worked so hard for this job, and why did I do it?
So I just have 1 question for the console. If the console is connected to one of the original provinces, do they also benefit from the +1?
No.
No.
The +1 has a color, so the +1 is only for. But
that's bad, Liz.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't like where I am right now because of it.
Yeah.
But then again, if you go to this province, you are attacking a number 1, so it's actually you're going to succeed each time. Is it more expensive to attack across a rough terrain or
no?
Okay.
In Hispania, you attack but you don't move. So the nature of the link doesn't matter.
So just to clarify, it doesn't matter how many of them are stacked there or anything like that?
You have to attack them 1 by 1. But,
so it doesn't matter. Yeah, only the shield matters. Yeah.
So I should definitely go to Onuba.
Okay. Yeah. So that's 1.
Let's, I guess, probably pop one of my own garrisons there.
Yeah.
Does it matter? Give myself a little bump because that I'm gonna have to mess with that guy at some point.
You have to get ready for the army. So that's 2.
Yes, and then it's just. I mean, this is
it's going to be instant success.
So I should just coin to kill them all off, right?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to flip 3 coins.
3 coins.
And then I have one left.
Yeah.
So maybe I advance to that city that is cleared out.
You cannot. 2 connections.
Oh, it's 2. Yeah, you're right. So,
but you can decide to not place the garrison and move in.
I could. It doesn't really matter because the coin was enough, right?
Yeah.
But as Fred said, it could be a good idea. But
so let's say because you would have won anyway those attacks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So not placing it and then using the 2 coins to move into Ebora.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So then you're ready. You're set up to attack.
Now we don't know where this army will go. It can go north or south. If it goes south, then I try to help you.
That's gonna be fine, Liz. It's gonna be fine.
No, you're gonna leave me out here to die. That's what they always say. Council.
There is a
this is one of the things
I
didn't tell is that you can attack the armies. We have not seen it yet, but we will see it. But the armies can attack you. So if they move to the city when you are in, they will attack you. But we will see.
Attacking Rome. This is shocking. Yeah.
So
why would anyone want to attack Rome?
That doesn't make any sense. They are making beautiful roads. How can you not respect that?
Fred, you forgot to move the turn marker on the.
Oh yeah, sorry. We are right here. Yeah.
Okay. So now Liz finished her part of the turn. Now is the Hispanic part of the turn. So you roll the 2 dice.
Yep, I'm gonna roll the 2 dice here, and we do a 4 and a 4. So province number 4.
So is where the army is.
Oh, it's gonna spread.
So, no.
Okay.
No, this is Hispania.
Okay.
This is not Tetrarchia. So if you had empty city, you place a revolt. If you had a revolt like Sarmantica, you would place an army. But you can only have 1 army per province. So the Hispaniards didn't cooperate at all. So Lusitanians, they don't care about Carpetania and vice versa. Okay. So if you roll on a revolt, but there is already an army in that province, you just place a revolt.
So it's going to become just stronger.
So this makes things worse for us because now we have 2 revolts in city number 4.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Okay. It's going to be fine.
So you roll, and now we move the armies. So first army to move is Lusitanian army. So it can go to city number 2 or city number 5.
It goes to city number 2. Everything is going okay. You see?
Okay.
That's fine. And now let's see.
This one can go to 1, 2, or 6.
Yeah. And it goes to 2. And we place a revolt there.
Yeah.
Fine.
And now this is the end of blue turn, so you can click on the blue button on the sun timer. Yeah. And now you place a revolt from the reserve on 198.
Boo. Nice.
And this means that we are already in 180 before Christ.
I think we're doing great. You had a tone when you said it, Miguel, like suggesting that it was not going okay, and I think you are a party pooper right now.
This is just the medium. This is just the medium level.
We're doing fine. We have
now it's my turn. So immediately we, for example, Liz cannot beat the army on her own. So when combat starts, players have to coordinate to see what is best. So
somebody might also want to do something about Numantia, since it's open right now.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's always the dilemma, because I could try to reach Numantia.
That's going to be 5 and then 1 for the garrison. So that's going to be your whole turn. Yeah.
So I could do it. But the army, you forgot to place a revolt in Talabriga for the army that moved.
Oh, yeah.
So this army in Talabriga, at the end of my turn, will go down to Conimbriga. It's the only
connection it can make.
And then it will go to Emerita.
Yeah.
So you could escape through with the fleet maybe, but another possibility is that I try to go there and help you
reinforce.
fight the army, because the armies are spreading revolts and are reducing the reserve. So what could I do?
You could also try to get rid of this revolt in Salamantica, and you'll be ready to intercept the army in the next round.
Yeah. So you can move me to Abula for 1 coin.
1 coin.
Then another coin to place a garrison in Abula.
Yep.
And in this way, I have already a link, a chain of 3 garrisons, my 2 garrisons plus my base. And now with 1 coin, I can attack Salmantica.
Oh, you're taking a risk.
So this I have a +4 because 3 garrisons and
plus
1
the coin. It's gonna
so
be fine.
You
just
roll
need
the
to roll
Roman.
it too.
No. This is very important. You roll the Roman die.
Okay.
They are Romans.
Hey, you see, you were right.
3 plus 4, 7.
Nice.
So you remove the revolt. And now I could forget about this and go to Toletum.
Yeah.
Or go to Capara and attack
Toletum.
Okay, so it's
just a great cooperator.
It's not that I don't want to help you, but it's just to show the different things that can happen in
Oh, is that the excuse now?
Yeah.
So I go to Toledo for 2 coins.
And then spend
my
1
last coin, I place a garrison in Toledo.
Yeah,
so this also,
1/6 of the way.
Since I have a continuous chain, so in the center of the peninsula now I have a strong
army
position.
Yeah.
And with this, my part of the turn ends. You can roll the 2 dice for the Hispanic part.
So 3 and 1, and it cannot do anything.
1 is Abula. Okay, so nothing happens. And now the move of the army. So the Lusitanian will go down to Conimbriga.
Yep.
And nothing happens because there are already revolts. And the Cantabrian goes
almost
to 5 or 6.
To Pompaleo, almost sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Pompaleo, perfect.
And with this, you click on the sun timer, and it's your turn, Fred. So you have already a +1 from your base to attack Oscar, but you have to roll higher than 6. So
that's not realistic. Maybe I could spend 1 first to place a garrison. So now I'm at 2.
Yeah.
And then
because
I could spend...
for the 2 praetors, so the red and yellow, it is important at the beginning to remain connected to their base.
So I have 2. I think I'm going to spend 2 to give myself a +4 overall. So 1, 2 for the garrison, 2 for the coins, and now I'm going to roll. And if I roll 3 or higher, it's going to be a success. Look at that! Huh.
Okay.
Success.
Well
now
done.
I can spend 2 to go to Oscar, and then I'm going to spend my last 1 to place a garrison.
Fancy.
Yeah, are you impressed by my strategic skills?
So impressed.
So
I'm gonna be attacked soon, but that's gonna be fine. I'm gonna do fine.
And now you roll the 2 dice.
6 and 2. Oh, that's nice.
You roll the 2 dice.
Yeah, 6 and 2 is actually fine. Nothing happens.
So you place a revolt on the Obriga. Now there are 2 revolts in the Obriga.
Yeah.
And now move. So the Lusitanian goes to Emerita.
Perfect.
And next movement will be to Evora, but at least we'll be able to move before that.
So
Cantabrian goes to the Obriga.
Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
Everything is okay.
And with this, end of turn, and
we go to blue.
Ooh, I'm not sure what to do with this. Like, I don't know what I can do that's productive at this time.
So if I had stayed in Capara, for example, you could try to attack the army because you would have a ×2 from me. But by now the army is like the Romans. This army, you forgot to place a revolt in Emerita.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So this army, if there is a fight between you and the army, now, for example, imagine that you decide to attack without any garrison.
Yeah.
You could
YOLO.
at most spend 3 coins. So you would have a +3. But this army, as well as we add our garrisons, the army will add the revolts. So this army is connected to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 revolts.
Ooh.
So in a combat, this army has a +5, and you would have at most a +3. So it's not impossible, but it's unlikely.
Unlikely, yeah.
So
yeah, I think maybe we don't do that.
Maybe you can retreat.
You could retreat and go back.
If it
to
weren't
the
here,
fleet,
I could probably slip all the way up to Numantia, but I can't make it now because of them. Maybe what I do is I come back to
the fleet.
I could go back to the fleet.
Okay, so that would be 1,
this
2,
is 3 coins.
And then I can take it up to Mare Atlanticum.
Yeah, and you can attack Talabriga. It's cheaper.
Let's do that.
So you spend 1 to move the fleet?
You have to select the 2 pieces with the mouse, and then...
Yeah. No, I fell in the water. And then, let's see.
So, yeah, you can... If you spend the 2...
It's definite
automatic,
win.
But if you spend 1 and win, then you can also disembark in Talabriga or in Bracara, as you
Let's spend them both so I have options for disembarkation next time.
Okay. So
can see which place I want to go to, you know?
And that's going to be a return to pool. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we roll the 2 dice.
Yeah.
And that's 3, 3.
This Capara.
3, 3, and here it comes. Then we're going to roll for this army, so it can go to
only to 1. So you
no
move
rolls.
to Ebora and you place a revolt.
Yep.
So it has already a +6.
Yeah, and this one will move here, and I will place a revolt.
Yeah. So now the Cantabrian next move will be to Aracilum, and the province will be full of revolts, and then they will move to the next province. So maybe in my turn. So now this was the end of Lee's turn.
Yeah.
So
you go here.
Have to place a revolt on the... No, we are 162, and now it is my turn. Okay.
It's not looking great. There is only 4 left.
Well, I mean, we got 2 capitals. That's like a third of the way done. It's fine.
I did say that the game will end in 144. Maybe we're just not going to win in 144.
Yeah. you had half of the story, the date, but not the winner. So now I could try to work with Liz in Lusitania.
Oh, you want to work together now? Okay.
But
there is a
as I said, if we do nothing in Cantabria, this army will move to Galicia, and now we have only 4 revolts left. So I think I should try to go up. Yeah, so at least what I should do is you move to Cauca.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be an automatic success for the attack.
Then with 1 coin is automatic victory on Palantia. So now at least when that army will move to Aracilum, the province will not be completely in revolt yet. So now now that I did this, I have either I combine with Fred to try to attack the north. I could go to Numantia and place a garrison.
Yeah, and we'll be halfway through.
Okay, so let's do it. I go to Numantia for 1 coin and I place 1 garrison.
Your last garrison?
My last one. As I said, in Hispania, you can also remove the garrisons. So
do you have to be in the garrison's location to remove it, or
yes.
can you just remove it? Oh no, it's just a backtrack.
Oh, that's mean.
So if I want 1 now to go further north, I should go to Abula or Regina and remove them. But I will. So with my last coin, I can attack Segisama.
So you're going to have +2.
I will have a +2 from Numantia and from the coin.
So you need 3 or more. That's 50% chance. That's fine. Nope.
No, just 4. I have to roll higher, so it didn't work.
Okay,
So now you roll the 2 dice. 4, 2. This is Talabriga.
Oh
So
God! Oh, that's
work
really
for-
bad.
Work for Liz.
Yeah,
And
sorry,
now,
guys.
yeah, but yeah. So this is going to be interesting because this army is moving to Onuba,
Yeah, and it fills up now.
and then one in the north goes to Arathilum. So with this, my turn ends. You click on the sun timer.
Wow,
Now
you
it's
really
your-
made the province a better place with that turn. Good job.
So now we have 3 capitals already garrisoned. But if we do nothing in Lusitania, this army is going to move to Gades. So it's going to enter Roman territory.
Oh, we don't want that.
So yeah, and it's first turn, so he's the only one. So you need to remove 1 revolt in Lusitania.
I guess the good news is that you've got that road right there, so
Yeah.
The
it's
only
only
thing is
3
that-
to get all the way down.
So I have one question. If I'm in Gades, am I considered connected to the Provincia Citerior?
No.
That's really bad.
So for example, this is one thing players should have been able to plan ahead, because we knew that army was going to that place, but we didn't. So it's our fault.
Plan.
What's the plan?
That's I'm not sure.
So
I'm
you-
really
you-
more in the FAFO school of gaming, so
I'm not familiar with that concept.
So there are 2 possibilities. Either you try to move to Regina and attack Emerita, but it is not going to be automatic. Either you forget about that army, it will go to Gades and then to Cordoba, and I try to deal with it.
Yeah, but if I go to Gades, I'm going to be attacked.
Yeah,
and he's going to wipe me out.
that's true.
what happens if somebody other than me gets wiped out?
But we are not going to end the game anyway, so.
YOLO.
Okay, so you basically want me to die. Okay, fair enough. So I'm going to do 1, 2, flip, flip. Then I'm going to use 1 to go from Salduba to Gades for 1. Flip.
You could go after Emerita. Although I guess it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. I didn't mean you go to Gades, but you could go.
I could go to here instead, but then I would have to roll.
How many coins left?
3. I guess that's what I'm going for then.
Yeah,
because you could wait.
Because if I remove this one,
no. There is one thing would be interesting, and maybe so people will see another aspect of the game. So you go to Gades, as you had, and you place 1 garrison.
Yeah.
So this will stop. So the army will attack Gades, and it will remove your garrison, but it will not advance. So
I'm a speed bump.
Yeah, and now with the 2 coins, you can go to Regina and attack Emerita just to see if it works.
But why don't I attack Emerita straight away from where I am?
Because when you are connected, so this is something we didn't see yet. When you attack Emerita from Gades, so another one of us connected to Emerita would multiply your roll times 2, but an army connected to you multiplies the shield times 2. So if you attack from Gades, you have to roll higher than 10. So
okay, so I need to roll 5 or 6.
Yeah.
This is how it's done, guys.
And a 5.
Yeah. Yep.
So in this way, if you
Fred saving the day once again.
If you had failed, your garrison would stop the army and give us time to deal with it.
I would
but you didn't fail, so
I would not fail. That's the thing. Good. So I guess that's it. So now we roll the 2 dice.
The 2 dice.
So that's 2 and 5. So that's
this is Segobriga.
Segobriga is coming here. So this one could come to 2 different.
So the first you move that one to Ebora.
Yeah.
So it was afraid of your garrison. And
the
this one, 6 or 4.
4.
You have to roll.
3 is going to go to the 4.
Okay. And with this, so do you want us to play?
I think we're going to finish. We're going to finish this round. Yeah.
Yeah, let's finish the round. Okay. So
now, the army is going to move to Emerita at the end of your turn. So next thing it would do, if you don't remove Talabriga, for example, it would attack Fred in Regina.
So basically, you're telling me that I should leave it alone.
That's not what he's saying. But then again, it could show this mechanic. So let's go for it. Let's have fun.
It would happen the next round. So
So I do have a question though. So you said that if I die, I just pop on another fleet and it's fine. What happens if Fred dies?
Yeah. So if one of us dies, and this didn't happen, but if one you leave the board and you will come back again when it is your next turn.
Okay.
And so the red praetor comes back in his province, the yellow one in his province, and the consul comes back in any fleet. He comes back from Rome.
And do you have to spend 1 coin for coming back?
But worse. In Hispania, so the action points are coins, and if people go to the Game Fun campaign, they will see that now they are metal coins, so they are quite beautiful. In Hispania, when you remove the meeple from the board, you put it on top of 1 coin. So this means that during a full round, the other players will play with 1 coin less, and this represents the cost of rebuilding 1 army and sending someone else from Rome. So this is something people should think about.
Very punished. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I guess what I would do is we'd go after Talabriga. The question is, should I just spend 1 coin and roll?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's see how bad we can do here. I blame Fred. Okay,
awesome.
Worked out. All right, and then I want to spend 2 coins to move to Lucas.
2 coins to move.
Right up it's 4 in Galicia.
Oh yeah, so
Bracara
and 2. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's the 1 city right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an auto win, so I can just spend the rest of my coins knocking it all out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
1, 2, and 3. And you're filling up the pool, which is good because we're pretty close to complete defeat right now. Well done.
Look at that. See, that's how you clean up a province, people.
Yeah.
And also, so this is important because if we have revolts from Lusitania and Cantabria linking through Galicia, then each of the armies would have a huge modifier. So in this game, it is very important when you have armies getting bases closer, you have to cut through and split them. And this is what you did So with this, we have the end of the round. And so this is a typical game in medium level, and still work to do. So there are only 2 revolts left in the reserve. So
yeah, it's not looking super great. Not gonna lie, it's looking,
but it's doable because the Lusitanian army will remain in Lusitania for a while.
Yeah,
because Talabriga is still free, and now the blue and the red should work together to try to fight the Cantabrian army.
No, I'm gonna go to Brigantius and do what I gotta do because that's what y'all did to me.
I think I could on my run. I would have went probably back to Oscar and attack Pompaleo again. I think that would have been pretty natural. And so I think this troop in Gades, this garrison in Gades might come in handy when Lusitania will be killed.
So it's important to place the roads and the fleets because it's very important to move from one place to the other depending on the threats.
Yeah. But that was great. Thanks, Miguel, for showing us this new game in the. Do you have a name for the series or?
It's not a series.
Tetrarchia 2. No, I'm kidding.
Tetrarchia was just an original idea I came up with, and then Hispania, it was because Draco wanted something in the history of Spain, and I could not think of another. So I was not looking for romance. I was looking for anything in Spain, but this was the only example. And now I have other ideas. Now that I have modified the system and I saw that it worked, I have other ideas, but that have nothing to do with Rome. So different periods in time and different places.
Great.
But Hispania is not yet on the market. A lot of work. So I think I finish it completely, and then I move on to the next.
Great, but I would like to thank you for taking the time teaching us. Quick reminder, there is a campaign on GameFound right now, and I'm pretty sure I didn't put the link in the description, so we do just that. So you can look in the description and find the link to the GameFound page. And if you like the show and you want to support us and making sure that we keep on making content in the future, I will also add a Ko-fi link in the description. You can donate on Ko-fi, and that will help a lot and will give you access to our awesome Discord server. And yeah, subscribe, like the video, and do all of those things. And maybe one shout out to Meandering Mike, also an awesome wargaming channel on YouTube, a lot of great videos. And apparently Mike is gonna record some unboxing of CSR award nominees, because the nominees have been announced earlier this week or last week, I don't remember. Pretty good selection overall, and actually quite a few titles from Draco Ideas, so that's also really nice.
Yeah.
Pretty happy to see them featured there, and hopefully you would be nominated with Hispania next year, Miguel. We'll see. We'll do our best to make sure that we promote the game and make sure that it happens.
Thank you.
But good luck with the campaign. Looking forward to have you back when you have other games in different periods that are not Roman history. And I think as soon as the game would be out, I expect that Lisa and I would probably have a full play in a pajama stream or something like this.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Yeah, I would love that. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a great evening and see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.